be honest, 2020 has been a challenging year in terms of socializing and even just how we work. Many of us have started to work from home and have found it very difficult in completing our tasks because we are just not as productive as being in the office. In this video, I'll be sharing 2 of the best peripherals for your home office that will increase your productivity for 2021 and moving forward working from home. Here we have the Logitech MX Keys and also the mouse, which is called MX Master Keys, both for Mac. First we'll be looking at the MX Masters for Mac, and this is the mouse. I do believe that the release date for this was sometime in 2019 or early 2020, but I got this in July 2020. But please don't quote me on the release date. I'm not sure when the actual release date will be, but I have the release date somewhere on the screen while I'm going over it. So the first thing that I was trying to do when I was getting a mouse was look for something that was Bluetooth. As you could look at my desk setup, I don't really like cables. I like to have a clean area which lets me feel more productive. And I came across this mouse, and this mouse is Bluetooth enabled. It has a charging port which you are able to charge the mouse, but I'll talk more about the charging a little bit after I talk about the Bluetooth. So the Bluetooth is pretty much simple and easy to connect. The button to turn the mouse on is actually at the bottom, and you turn it on and you go to your computer right here and connect. And here you can see that I rename mine to fit my own likings. Battery life is also very important when being productive. If you lost your if you left your charger on a trip, you know, how easy would it be to use this, or how easy would it be to find a charger? So now the standard, as we can see, for most Apple devices and most technological devices are USB-C. So this does support USB charging. The USB charging port is actually at the top, which makes it so convenient and easy to charge while using it if you need to do that. On 3 minutes of charge, this gives you at least 8 hours of usage. So that's very superb. That is very superb. So even if you're in a hurry and you plug this in just for 3 minutes, you could get at least 8 hours of charge. However, charging this to its maximum will give you a full 70 days of use. But I have not been able to use it for 70 days straight, and I've been using this for 6 months. So on an average, I use this for, let's say, 10 to 15 hours a day. I would be scrolling, or this I'm also, that's what it does, scrolling, clicking, copying code, copying text, copying, you know, everything. So on an average, I charge this every month, so at least every 30 days. That's when I charge it. That's when the battery sends me the signal and says, hey, I need some charge. So for me, it doesn't work for the straight 70 days. This is one of the nicest mouse that I've ever laid my hands upon. It doesn't feel like any cheap device that you would use. It feels like a sturdy, well-built mouse. This is built with ergonomic as the #1 goal, in my opinion. I have a regular palm hand. I have a regular size hand, I should say, and I don't really know how to measure it to tell you guys, but I'll say that this is I have a regular size hand. You know what, I'll get a credit card and come back. I am back. So I got a credit card, and this is actually a Cash App card that I no longer use. I'm just experimenting Cash App. So in case, you know, I make a mistake and show you guys the number, I don't use this card, so don't even try. So just to give you guys a perspective of how large my hand is, if you look closely, this is how wide my the palm of my hand is. So I have a pretty regular size hand, and if you're thinking about getting this mouse and you want to see if it will fit you perfectly, well, here is an example of how big the palm of my hand is. So it's built with ergonomic as the #1 goal. This fits and grabs, or my hands are able to grab this with it feeling very easy to use. It doesn't feel like I'll get carpal tunnel syndrome from using this mouse at all. I don't have any pain issues at the end of the day, or after the end of the 15 hours that I'm using this. I don't feel any pain in any section of my hand. So this is definitely a ergonomic mouse. Now let's look at the buttons. So this has 6 customizable buttons, and for those who are thinking about doing any kind of intense work with this, trust me, this will increase your workflow by 100%. Definitely, I will guarantee that. There's an application that comes with this mouse which is called the Logic Options, and as I said, there are 6 buttons which are customizable, and you are able to customize them through the Logic Options application. What are the options that are available for customization? On the right side of the mouse, it comes with a button which is below your thumb, which will be below your thumb, and the default is a gesture button. So for this gesture button, all you have to do is press the button and swipe either left, right, up or down and perform a gesture. We have the horizontal scroll, and this is excellent for those who are content creators and use long timelines, as seen right here in Final Cut Pro. Right here is, for me, is also the default forward button and backward button. And if you're on a web page, you don't have to necessarily use the back and forward button. It is quite handy, which increases your workflow. It increases your productivity. So that's it for the MX Master 3. Now let's look at the keyboard. Just like the mouse, this is Bluetooth enabled, and this features a range of 10 meters, so you could go as far as 10 meters from your device and it will still be able to connect. Battery life for this is 10 days on a full charge and 5 months without backlight. Now we know that most of us are going to use the backlight, especially if you're using this device at the night. You need the backlight. So for me, I would say that this is pretty much accurate. For every 10 days, I do know that I just leave this to charge, and it charges pretty fast with the USB type charging. Along with the MX Master mouse, you're able to use the same Logic Options application to customize your buttons, and you are pretty much able to customize all of the FN buttons, along with some buttons that are over the numeric keypad. And with the Logic Options app, you could also configure 3 devices that you'd like to use this keyboard with, so you're not limited only to 1 device. Typing with this feels so good. The design of the keypad allows my fingers to fit perfectly on each keys, allowing me to be more precise and overall increasing my productivity. Well, there you have it, my best productivity peripherals for your desk setup. But before you go, please remember to like, comment, share and subscribe.